The year was 2006. The Digimon Data Squad anime series, or Digimon Savers, had just started airing on Jetix. This era was a reinvention for the Digimon franchise. The original generation of Digimon fans were getting older and moving on to other things. Bandai was looking to reinvigorate the franchise, as well as captivate new fans. On November 7th, 2006, not 1 month after the anime started airing, Digimon World DS was released for the Nintendo DS in North America. The DS in Digimon World DS actually stands for Digimonstory and not dual screen. This is the first entry into a long-running RPG Digimon series, although this wasn't really clear in North America for many years due to the West getting a modified version of the Digimon game names. This game is not an anime tie-in game, but it did feature the main Digimon of Data Squad on the game cover. This marks the 5th entry into the Digimon World series. Although different from its predecessors, it takes a lot of inspiration from Digimon World 2 and Digimon World 3. Digimon World DS is a turn-based RPG where you fight Digimon in a 3-monster squad with 3 in reserves, and you can fight enemy Digimon and collect their data. Once you collect enough data, you can generate your own version of that wild Digimon. This is essentially the capture or catching mechanism in the Digimonstory games. There can be a total of 5 enemy Digimon on the screen at once, and monster abilities may target specific patterns of area to attack opponents. The 3 starter Digimon in this game are Tanemon, Sunomon, and Koromon. This is the first Digimon game that utilizes a Digifarm, which allows you to raise Digimon outside of your main battle party. The game features gorgeous pixel art with bright and vibrant colors that really set the atmosphere for this digital adventure. Digimon World DS features over 400 different Digimon, which is more than any other Digimon game released in North America. The game got above average reviews, but ultimately was overshadowed by other games of the time, such as Metroid Prime Hunters, Pokemon Ranger, and Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Despite all of this, Digimon World DS represents a point in time where Bandai started to finally understand what type of video games Digimon fans in the West enjoyed. Now, the powers that be at Bandai decided to put significant resources, aka lots and lots of money, into Digimon video games. On September 18th, 2007, 3 Digimon games were released. Digimon World Dusk and Dawn, which were named Digimonstory Sunburst and Digimonstory Moonlight in Japan.
There are 2 sides to every story. A mysterious enemy has unleashed a dangerous virus. Was it from the elite Nightclaw team, or did the powerful Lightfang team do it? Find, tame, train, and battle with over 400 Digimon. Battle up to 5 powerful enemies at once. And play with your friends wirelessly or through Nintendo Wi-Fi connection to battle, create rare Digimon, and collect rare items. Become a true Digimon master this fall with Digimon World Dawn and Digimon World Dusk for the Nintendo DS.
They serve as the sequel to the first Digimonstory game, although no story is carried over from the first game. Gameplay and visual style are extremely similar to Digimon World DS, with some gameplay tweaks and brand new Digimon to tame. DNA Digievolution was also added since the last game, and leveling up Digimon is much grindier. Newly digivolved monsters will start back at level 1 and need to be leveled up all over again. Similar to Pokemon and other RPG/action games of the time, there are 2 versions of this game. Each game has a parallel storyline which intertwines with one uniform main story. The story of the game is that there is a virus that causes an earthquake that forces some Digimon to turn back into Digi-Eggs. And no, I'm not making that up. That's the actual story of this game. Throughout the game, the protagonist must complete quests to repair parts of the city and identify who's the big evil trying to destroy the digital world. Dusk and Dawn each have different starter Digimon, which were created specifically for these games. Lunamon is the starter for Dusk, and Coronamon is the starter for Dawn. Dawn is generally positioned as a game with the quote-unquote good Digimon such as Rise Greymon, Growlmon, Angelomon, and Repamon, while Dusk shows off the darker Digimon such as Clockmon, Skullgreymon, Clarisarimon, and Wergarurumon Black. Both Dusk and Dawn feature Digimon Data Squad characters on the cover to give the anime fans something familiar when they see this game out in the wild that makes them want to pick it up and give it a shot. I love the cover art for both games so much. I think Lunamon and Coronamon have some of the most well-designed rookies, as well as the entire evolution line in the modern era of Digimon. The sprite work in these 3DS games still leaves me in awe to this day. The Digimon character models are very detailed, and the environments in the game are beautiful and give a sense of being in the digital world. These games are both fantastic entries into the gaming franchise and a great place to start for new players. I would recommend these games to any fan of turn-based RPGs, and especially fans of monster collecting games such as Pokemon. I would also encourage fans of pixel art to check out this game and see what the Nintendo DS was capable of. Digimon World Data Squad was released alongside the two DS games on September 18, 2007.
A new Digimon Tamer with powerful friends. Battle dangerous Digimon. Tame over 140 Digimon. Evolve your Digimon. Control mighty abilities. Fight strong enemies. You are a Digimon Tamer. Bring harmony back to the world. Become a true Digimon master this fall with Digimon World Data Squad. Only for the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system.
The PS2 release was another RPG, but it has a twist that sets it apart from the DS entries. The game functions as a side mission to the Data Squad anime. So if you want to fully understand the interactions between the characters and their individual personalities, you'll need to watch that season of Digimon. Seriously, all I know about Digimon Data Squad is that Marcus, the main character, loves to punch stuff. No, seriously, like he punches everything, and that's like his entire personality. Each time a Digimon is ready to attack, the screen will fill up with various techniques that your Digimon can use. The choices are based on how you treat your Digimon. Depending on what moves you pick, that decision will either make your partner happy or sad. The move screen is a bit cluttered to say the least, and I do feel like this detracts from the overall experience. I frankly don't know what the designers were thinking. I mean, look at that. The entire screen is taken up by potential moves. I mean, I get what they were going for, but I feel like the implementation is a little off. What I think the game does really well is use niche Digimon that are very uncommon in Digimon media and gives them a chance to really shine. Visually, the game has a cel-shaded style that was extremely popular at the time of this game release. I think it actually stands out well from all the other Digimon games because of this fact, and the shading of the graphics hold up surprisingly well. I would recommend this game to RPG fans looking for something a little different, but primarily to fans of Digimon Data Squad, because being familiar with the source material is the best thing that this game has going for it. If you are a fan of cel shading and like more obscure, less utilized Digimon, you definitely need to check this game out. It's not just a phase, Dad. Look at these straps. I love them so much. I'm not really sure what got into the localization team of Digimon games for North America, but on August 26, 2008, Digimon World Championship was released on the Nintendo DS. 4 Digimon games were released within 1 year, and they all had Digimon World in their titles. Championship departs from the DS RPGs and is most closely related to the original Digimon World and Virtual Pets.
Digimon World Championship. Experience a Digimon revolution. Hunt and capture wild Digimon. train over 200 Digimon for battle. Fight against your friends over DS wireless communication or Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Become the new Digimon World Champion. Digimon World Championship is coming this summer only for the Nintendo DS.
You play the game by sorting through menus, which allow you to take care of your Digimon, hunt Digimon, and fight other Digimon. Maintaining your Digimon's health is very important to keeping them alive and also improving their stats. You need to make sure that you clean up after your Digimon's accidents, take them to the infirmary when they need to recover, and train them with different types of activities to round out their stats. There are many types of items that you'll need to give your Digimon as they grow. Food when they get hungry, protein for increasing their attack, basically steroids, medicine when they get sick, and bandages for when they get hurt. There are various environments that you unlock that allow you to try and tame Digimon, and each area has various Digimon to collect. You catch a Digimon using items that can distract and trick the Digimon that you're after, and then use the stylus to capture them. There's an item called the normal wire, which you can place like a fence to trap Digimon in a specific location. Another item you can use is shot, which temporarily stuns Digimon for easier capture. I don't really know what they were thinking if this was a localization thing, but please don't shoot Digimon, they're not gonna hurt you. This has been a Digimon service announcement. The stylus represents a rope that you can control, and the rope is basically for capturing the Digimon. You want to circle the Digimon on the screen with the stylus, and then press down on the Digimon's location and drag across the screen. A bar will show up which decreases as you pull the Digimon and may decrease in varying amounts depending on which direction you pull the Digimon. Once the bar is empty, the Digimon will become stunned, and you can select on your hand icon and then grab the Digimon. There are also traps for catching Digimon at night and food for distracting enemy Digimon. Hunting starts out pretty easy in the beginning of the game when you're just going after in trainings and starters, but can get very challenging later on. Once you have some baby Digimon, you need to train them. After training Digimon to your liking, you can then bring them to the battle arena to get money, which you need to upgrade your Digimon training facility. Combat is simplistic. You choose your team of Digimon, and then they fight the opponent Digimon similar to an auto battler. Digimon can use different battle strategies, but other than that, you can't really command them. Like a lot of simulation games, you need strong Digimon to get money, and you need money to get stronger Digimon, so the game can be really grindy at times. There's also a store where you can buy training goods, hunting items, and cages, which are basically items that allow you to train and take care of your Digimon. And this is what allows you to raise different types of stats for your Digimon. The pixel art for this game is bright, and there's a lot of attention to detail on the sprite work, but I do feel like it's lacking a little bit, especially when compared to the DS RPGs, but I think that's because many of the sprites in this game are smaller in size. The music doesn't really stand out too much, and it feels suiting for the music of the digital world. The tracks are mellow and relaxing, which I think fits perfectly for a simulation game. Overall, this game stands out from the rest of the Digimon games as far as something unique, and I do think it's worth checking out, especially if you enjoy Digimon Virtual Pets. I would recommend this game for fans of other simulation games and the original Digimon World game. After 4 Digimon games in 1 year, the end of the Digimon craze was waning, at least in North America. There was a lack of video games for 6 years, despite Digimon Fusion airing from 2010 to 2012. On November 14, 2014, Digimon All-Star Rumble was released for the Xbox 360 and PS3. This was the first Digimon game to be released with no Digimon anime airing at the time. All-Star Rumble can best be described as a brawler or a 3D fighting game. Combat is very similar to Digimon Rumble Arena with those ridiculous hitboxes. You can play the game with up to 4 players, either controlled by the computer or your friends with couch co-op. The game features 2 main types of gameplay, an overworld beat-em-up style fighting game similar to something like Digimon World 4, and an arena battler similar to Digimon Rumble Arena. There are a total of 12 playable characters: Agumon, Gabumon, Biyomon, Tentomon, Gomamon, Gatomon, Vmon, Wormmon, Gyomon, Impmon, Shoutmon, and Dorulumon. Each Digimon has a variety of attacks, and each stage has an interactive environment and items which can be used to hinder your opponents, like stunning them or even turning them into Numamon. Each Digimon can also digivolve and turn into a super form to do massive damage and decimate your enemies. Each evolution matches the starter Digimon, such as Wargreymon for Agumon, Angelomon for Gatomon, and Stingmon for Wormmon. Some super forms found in the game are Examon, Omnimon, Shoutmon, and Gallantmon. Outside the battle mode, which is the classic Rumble Arena style versus mode, there's also a story mode. And in the story mode, it's not just doing the battle mode against the CPU. For the story, you traverse multiple 3D levels where you meet hordes of Digimon, collect money, cards, and items. At the end of each area, you have a one-on-one match against a Digimon using the Battle Arena style. There are 8 chapters, and when you complete them, you beat the story mode and unlock the super form for that Digimon. You can also collect cards from the levels or buy them from the collection menu of the game. These cards are collectible, but you can also equip them to your Digimon for effects such as healing, damage reduction, and even mana reduction of your opponents. I think this element actually adds a little bit more complexity, and it's a little bit more unique for a Digimon game. And I also just really like collecting cards in video games, which you guys know, but I think it's cool that this one actually has added gameplay elements. I think that despite being similar to Digimon Rumble Arena 2, which came out 10 years previously, this game does have a lot more to offer, and players can have more fun with the new features. I'd recommend this to fans of Digimon Rumble Arena and other simplistic multiplayer brawlers, and I would also recommend it to fans of Digimon Fusion and video game collectibles. On March 12, 2015, Digimonstory Cybersleuth was released in North America. As the name suggests, it's another entry into the Digimonstory franchise, although North America missed the last 2 entries, Lost Evolution and Supercross Wars. Like Dusk and Dawn, Cybersleuth is a turn-based RPG where you control a team of Digimon. There are 6 different starter Digimon you can choose from: Palmon, Terriermon, Hagurumon, Betamon, Tentomon, and Gotsumon. Where Cybersleuth really stands out among the Digimon games is its story. You play as a Japanese student who is able to capture Digimon using software given to them by a hacker, team up with the detective Koyoko Karimi, and help her solve crimes in the digital world, which is where the name comes from, Cyber Sleuth. There are really interesting characters in this game with big personalities and well-designed visuals. Let's just take a moment and appreciate the concept art for this video game. The story really stands out and feels like it could be adapted into an anime series, and the gameplay elements are just the supporting experience. Along with that, expect some anime tropes with the characters and the jokes. I don't want to go into too much detail about the story for people who haven't played the game, but it's quite entertaining and involves many cyber hackers and evil digital monsters. Gameplay is very similar to earlier Digimon story games, with the removal of attack patterns for either attacking one singular Digimon or an entire row of enemies. This game features a slew of side quests to complete, and they can be quite tedious, but there's also over 1,000 medals to collect, each with a unique Digimon on them. I really felt like a kid again collecting these medals from vending machines that are scattered throughout the game, with hopes of getting a rare Digimon, and I do feel like this is a really fun nod to the OG Digimon fans who grew up with the card game. The music in this game feels futuristic and cyberpunk inspired, which complements the atmosphere perfectly. The character models for this game do look a bit outdated. I think that this game could have been improved by making it pixel art instead of the 3D graphics. There's something about the polygons that just don't look fantastic. Digimon Cybersleuth is the full package. I would recommend this game to any fan of RPGs, people who want to try something a little bit different with a cool story, as well as Digimon fans. Like the Digimon World Dusk and Dawn games, I would consider this a great first Digimon game to try out. On January 31st, Digimon World Next Order was released.
The power of Omega is overwhelming.
It's under the influence of the Brain Hack program.
He's my new partner. Name's Noir, or Omegamon's work deed.
You're getting stronger. Are you ready? Give this all you've got.
The digital world is facing a threat we've never seen before.
We need to act. We finally have a chance to do something about this. It's in your hands.
Nice and calm. Full power. Good hit.
I can feel the power. The bond is transforming.
This is it.
How can this be?
It was 17 years after the original Digimon World game came out. Next Order, in terms of gameplay, it's the closest to the original Digimon World game that North America ever got. Unlike other games where you get to select the Digimon you have for the entirety of your adventures, you must choose 2 of 10 different Digi-Eggs and raise your Digimon to be as strong as you can. You must traverse the city of Floatia, collecting items, completing quests, and saving the digital world from the evil Machine Draymon. Bringing Digimon back to the city unlocks new areas, activities, and shops that will make your next Digimon have an easier time and hopefully a more enjoyable time. This builds upon the original Digimon World game and improves many of the complaints that players had. Similarly to the original, the game is a grind and can be extremely challenging, especially early in the game and the end of the game. Once your Digimon dies, you'll get a new egg and start over with a new monster. But don't worry, because as the game progresses, your Digimon will get stronger. You'll pretty much always have a little bit of an easier time than your last try. Now, this game is not for everyone. I would really only recommend this game for huge Digimon fans, as well as people who really enjoyed the original Digimon World game, or maybe other pet raising games. If you liked the idea of Digimon World but thought it was outdated and needed to be improved upon, I would highly recommend checking Next Order out. It was less than a year before North America got another Digimon game release. On January 19th, 2018, Digimonstory Cybersleuth Hacker's Memory was released. Let's start off by clearing up the confusion about the game's title. Hacker's Memory is basically the same core game as Cybersleuth, but with some quality of life changes, a new battle type, and a completely unique story. Both Cybersleuth titles take place during the same timeline, but each game takes place in parallel. The main cast from Cybersleuth appear in Hacker's Memory, but it's more like a cameo appearance, and the second game has its own set of unique and interesting characters. Just like Cybersleuth, Hacker's Memory is a turn-based RPG where you battle with a team of 3. But it also introduces an additional game mode for some quests, which is a strategy RPG mechanism where you move on a grid and you have to fight specific tamers and Digimon depending on your choices. In the beginning of the game, you can choose between either Gatsumon, Betamon, or Tentamon as your starter. The goal of the game is to tame all the Digimon, or at least go out and destroy evil hackers and digital anomalies trying to ruin the digital and the real world. Just like Cybersleuth, the story is a strong point of the game. I don't want to spoil too much about it. I do feel like Hacker's Memory is worth playing if you played the first game. The new story is much more developed, and the characters I think are even more enjoyable. So if you had to choose between the two, I would still recommend checking out Hacker's Memory first. There are also 92 more Digimon to tame compared to the first game, which adds greatly to the replayability of Hacker's Memory. There are so many Digimon to try to collect. The game characters are recycled from Cybersleuth, so the character models leave more to be desired, but I think all the Digimon look great in 3D. It's a shame because the concept artwork for this game is gorgeous, and the sprites from the earlier Digimon story games were so bold and unique, and I think that's just kind of hard to capture with the polygons. The soundtrack was composed by Masafumi Takado, who did arrangements for a few different Super Smash Bros. Games and the Danganronpa series. I think he did an amazing job creating a soundtrack for a digital world which is eerie and mysterious, but also upbeat. I think it might be my favorite Digimon game soundtrack. Be aware that there will be a bit of fan service, especially in Hacker's Memory, but it shouldn't really detract too much from your video game experience. Now, 2 fun side notes about the game. Hacker's Memory allowed you to change the protagonist's outfit to suit your style, which I think was a really cool addition over Cybersleuth. There was a lot of different t-shirts that you could swap out depending on your mood. And then the next fact that I like to talk about, the Digimon Cybersleuth Hacker's Memory marketing team decided to advertise that in this game, your Digimon would be able to wear hats. I've always enjoyed when in Digimon anime that rookie Digimon decide to wear hats. I think they look hilarious and it's very charming. So when I heard that you could wear hats in this game, I got super excited. The problem with the feature is that it's not very straightforward how you unlock them. They needed to actually be obtained through online play, and it just wasn't really explained in the game at all. So I missed out on it during my first playthrough. I mean, look at these screenshots. How fun are these hats? Doesn't it make every Digimon look so much cooler and more fun? So much more could have been done with these Digimon hats, but I digress. I would recommend this game to fans of RPGs and monster collecting games, as well as any Digimon fan. A fantastic entry point into the Digimon game franchise. 2014 to 2018 represented a renaissance of Digimon video games, and many fans of the franchise were very excited to get another Digimon game after the release of Hacker's Memory. Not long after the release, Bandai Namco announced a new Digimon game, but due to development issues and COVID-19, the game didn't end up being released until 2022. So on July 29th, 2022, Digimon Survive was released.
よしみんなそろそろ出発の時間だ遊びに来たんじゃないんだぞ時間厳守で行動すること
それより見てこの桜綺麗ね
いやー春って感じだよね
私はさっきそれでこっちの態度悪いのがりょう
たくましっかりして
何がリーダーとしてだなもただ臆病風吹かせてるだけじゃねえかうるせえいった殴ることないじゃないかあなたが仲間を助けたい
って思ったのは本心じゃないの？
どうやらお前には 我らが主に使える自覚が足りないようだな。
私はこの地域に伝わる獣神信仰を研究しているものだ。
この神聖なる山は獣神様を祀った社のある獣聖域。
Survive was another departure from the previous games in the series in terms of tone and gameplay. Digimon Survive is best described as a visual novel with strategy RPG combat elements. The core game is decision-based dialogue in which your actions impact the story of the game. You also have a camera which allows you to see the environment as it really is. This can reveal items to help you or surprise enemy Digimon. This entry into the series isn't the fun-loving adventure Digimon story you remember, but a darker, grittier environment which will make you think and feel things. I'm not crying, are you? When you enter combat in the game, you use Digimon partners and move throughout a grid environment where you must be careful about your placement and attack range. Side attacks can be used for more damage, and back attacks allow you to get critical hits on your enemies. Each Digimon has a normal attack and a special attack which reflects that Digimon's abilities. You can also choose to converse with wild Digimon, and if you answer their questions correctly, you have a chance to add them to your party, or at least get some items from the Digimon. The game follows a group of kids who find themselves in a mysterious world filled with Digimon and the dark unknown. Most of the main characters have a specific Digimon partner which you use throughout the different battles, and their evolution lines are unlocked through game progress. One thing I really like about the game is that partner Digimon are not just the popular starter Digimon such as Vmon, Guilmon, but they're Floramon, Falcomon, Labramon, and Dracmon. And most of them have very uncommon evolution lines as well. Digimon Survive looks similar in style to other visual novels, with anime character portraits and stationary backgrounds. The Digimon character models in battle look vibrant and offer a good contrast to the novel gameplay. I think that this game is very underrated, especially for the story. I think it might be one of the most real and touching Digimon stories yet to be told. I would recommend this game for fans of visual novels and Digimon. I would also recommend this to strategy RPG fans looking for a game with a great story and something a little bit different. And that's where this story ends for now. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the Digimon video game history. This video was a blast to make, just like the first one. These games all have a special place in my heart. Please be sure to watch the Digimon video game history part 1 if you haven't, and please like the video and share it around. It really certainly helps me a lot. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite Digimon game is and which type of Digimon game you'd like to see in the future, maybe that we haven't seen yet. And until the next video, guys, peace out.